Good morning, Sarah. Another beautiful day at Henderson Tech Industries, isn't it? You know, I've been working here for almost 5 years now, cleaning these floors every single day, and I still get excited when I see the sunrise through those massive glass windows. There's something poetic about starting fresh every morning, wiping away yesterday's mess, making everything shine again. People don't really notice the work we do until it's not done, you know what I mean?
Marcus, you're always so positive. I honestly don't know how you do it. You've been mopping these same floors, cleaning these same offices, emptying the same trash cans for 5 years, and yet you are still smiling. Most people would be miserable, complaining every single day. But you treat this job like it's the most important position in the world. I really admire that about you, I truly do. By the way, have you seen Mr. Henderson this morning? He seemed particularly irritated yesterday.
Ah, yes, our beloved CEO, Richard Henderson. I haven't seen him yet, but between you and me, Sarah, I've learned something important in these 5 years. Rich or poor, executive or janitor, we're all human beings just trying to make it through life. Mr. Henderson might have billions in his bank account, fancy cars, expensive suits, and a penthouse overlooking the city, but I've got something he'll never have: peace of mind. I go home every night knowing I did honest work, and I sleep like a baby. Can he say the same?
That's a beautiful way to look at it, Marcus. You know, you're probably one of the most educated janitors I've ever met. Didn't you mention you studied business administration in college? I remember you telling me something about that a while back. Why are you working as a janitor if you have a degree? I've always wondered about that but never wanted to pry into your personal business.
You're right, Sarah. I graduated top of my class from State University with a degree in business administration and a minor in economics. I had big dreams, massive plans for my future. I wanted to build my own empire, create jobs, change lives. But then life happened, as it always does. My father got sick with cancer, and the medical bills started piling up faster than we could count. My mother was already gone, passed away when I was 12. So I took this job to pay for his treatment, to keep him alive, to give him a fighting chance. He died 2 years ago, but by then, I had debts bigger than Mount Everest. Credit cards, medical loans, funeral expenses, you name it. So here I am, still cleaning floors, still paying off those debts dollar by dollar. But I have a plan, Sarah. I always have a plan. Good morning, Mr. Henderson. I'm here to clean your office. I'll be as quick and quiet as possible, sir. I know you're a very busy man with important meetings and million-dollar deals to close. Just pretend I'm not even here. I'll just empty your trash, dust your shelves, clean your windows, vacuum the carpet, and I'll be out of your way in 15 minutes maximum. You know what, Marcus? Stop right there. Just stop. I've been watching you for 5 years now, walking around this building with that ridiculous smile on your face, humming songs while you mop floors, chatting with everyone like you were somebody important. And it disgusts me. It absolutely disgusts me. You want to know why? Because you're a janitor. A nobody. A man who cleans up after successful people like me. You're at the bottom of the food chain, the lowest rung on the ladder, and yet you walk around here with your head held high like you own the place. Mr. Henderson, I apologize if my positive attitude has somehow offended you. That was never my intention, sir. I simply believe that every honest job deserves to be done with dignity and pride. Whether I'm cleaning floors or running a company, I choose to do my best and maintain a good attitude. My father taught me that a man's character isn't defined by his job title, but by how he treats others and how he conducts himself in this world. Oh, spare me the philosophical nonsense. Your father taught you that? Well, your father clearly taught you wrong because look where you ended up. Mopping my floors. Let me teach you something about the real world, Marcus. In this life, there are winners and there are losers. There are lions and there are sheep. There are people who build empires, and there are people who clean those empires. I built this company from nothing, from a small startup in my garage to a multi-billion-dollar corporation. And you? You're pushing a mop bucket. That's the difference between us. I saw an opportunity and I seized it with both hands. You? Your content being invisible, insignificant, forgettable. With all due respect, Mr. Henderson, I don't believe success is measured solely by bank account balances and company evaluations. I've seen wealthy people who are absolutely miserable, and I've seen janitors who are genuinely happy. True success, in my opinion, is about finding purpose, treating people with kindness, building meaningful relationships, and leaving this world a little better than you found it. Money comes and goes, sir, but character and integrity are forever. Oh my God. Did you actually just lecture me about success? You, a janitor making barely minimum wage, are trying to teach me, a billionaire CEO, about what success means? That's hilarious. That's absolutely priceless. You know what, Marcus? I'm going to do something right now that I should have done a long time ago. Consider yourself fired. Yes, you heard me correctly. You're fired. Get out of my office, get out of my building, and get out of my sight. I don't ever want to see your face again. Mr. Henderson, please. I need this job. I still have debts to pay, rent due next week, bills piling up on my kitchen table. I apologize if I said something that offended you. That genuinely wasn't my intention. I was just trying to have a respectful conversation. Please, sir, I'm begging you. I have nothing else. This job is literally all I have keeping me from being homeless. I'll apologize 1,000 times if that's what it takes. I'll work extra hours for free. I'll clean every floor in this building twice. Please? Begging now? How pathetic. This is exactly what I'm talking about. You're weak, Marcus. Life eats weak people for breakfast. And you know what makes this even better? I'm going to call an all-staff meeting right now, and I'm going to fire you in front of everyone. I want every single employee in this building to watch you get escorted out by security. I want them to see what happens to people who forget their place, who think they can talk back to me, who believe they're equal to someone like me. This will be a valuable lesson for everyone. Attention everyone. Thank you all for gathering here on such short notice. I know you're all busy with your respective projects and responsibilities, but I called this emergency meeting because I need to address something very important, something that affects the culture and hierarchy of this entire organization. As you all know, Henderson Tech Industries was built on principles of excellence, ambition, and knowing your place in the organizational structure. For 5 years, we've had a janitor named Marcus working in this building. Some of you might have seen him around, emptying trash cans, mopping floors, cleaning bathrooms. Mr. Henderson, please don't do this. I'm begging you. Not in front of everyone. You already fired me in your office. I already understood the message. I'll pack my things and leave quietly. You don't need to humiliate me publicly like this. These people are my friends. I've worked alongside them for 5 years. Sarah at the reception desk, Robert in accounting, Jennifer in marketing. These people know me. They respect me. Please, sir, I'm asking you human being to human being, let me keep my dignity. Dignity? You want dignity? You should have thought about that before you decided to lecture a billionaire about success. You should have thought about that before you walked around my building acting like you were somebody important. Ladies and gentlemen, let this be a lesson to all of you. This man, Marcus, has been fired effective immediately. Why? Because he forgot his place. He actually had the audacity, the sheer arrogance, to tell me, the founder and CEO of this company, what success really means. A janitor. Can you believe that? It's like a kindergartner trying to teach a professor about quantum physics. You know what, Mr. Henderson? You're absolutely right about one thing. There are winners and losers in this world. There are lions and sheep. But you're completely wrong about which category you fall into. You think having billions of dollars makes you a lion? It doesn't. You know what it makes you? It makes you a bully with resources. A successful bully, yes, but still a bully. Real lions don't need to humiliate people to feel powerful. Real lions don't need to crush others to feel elevated. You're not a lion, Mr. Henderson. You're a scared little man sitting on a pile of money, terrified that one day someone will see through your expensive suits and realize you're empty inside. How dare you? Security. Get this man out of my building immediately. And make sure everyone sees him being escorted out. In fact, make it as public as possible. I want him walked through every department, every floor, every office. I want everyone to see what happens to people who disrespect me. And Marcus? Let me tell you something you'll remember for the rest of your miserable, pathetic life. You will never be anything more than a janitor. You'll never achieve anything significant. You'll never build anything meaningful. You'll clean floors and toilets until you're old and gray, and when you die, nobody will remember you. Nobody will care. You'll be forgotten like yesterday's trash. We'll see about that, Mr. Henderson. We'll see about that. You just made the biggest mistake of your life, but you're too blind with arrogance to realize it yet. One day, and mark my words on this, one day you're going to regret this moment. You're going to look back on this day and wish you had treated me with basic human decency. But by then, it'll be too late. Karma has a funny way of evening the score, sir. And karma never forgets. G. David. Man, it's so good to see your face, even if it's just on a screen. Thank you for answering my call. I know it's been almost 6 years since we graduated from State University, and I've been terrible at keeping in touch. Life just got so complicated so quickly. After my dad got sick, I kind of withdrew from everyone, focused solely on work and bills and just surviving day by day. But I need to talk to someone right now, someone who knew me before I became just another invisible janitor. Marcus. Brother. 6 years is way too long. I've tried reaching out to you so many times, man. Called, texted, emailed, even showed up at your old address once. But you'd moved. I was worried about you, seriously worried. I heard about your father passing away, and I wanted to be there for you, wanted to help somehow, but you just disappeared. But hey, you're here now, and that's what matters. You sound stressed though. What's going on? Talk to me. What happened? I got fired today, David. After 5 years of loyal service, 5 years of showing up early, staying late, doing my job perfectly, I got fired. But that's not even the worst part. I got humiliated in front of the entire company. The CEO, this guy Richard Henderson, he called an all-staff meeting just to fire me publicly, to make an example out of me, to crush whatever dignity I had left. He said things, David. Terrible things. He said I'd never amount to anything, that I'd be forgotten, that I'm nobody. And the worst part? Standing there in front of all those people, I actually believed him for a moment. Wait. Richard Henderson? The Richard Henderson from Henderson Tech Industries? Marcus, are you telling me you were working as a janitor? You? The guy who graduated top of our class? The guy who wrote a business thesis so brilliant that Professor Williams said it could revolutionize startup funding? Marcus, what happened to you, man? You had so much potential, so many opportunities. Companies were literally fighting to recruit you. Life happened, David. Reality happened. My father's cancer treatment cost over $300,000. Insurance covered maybe 30%. I had to make a choice. Pursue my dreams or save my father's life. I chose my father. I'd make the same choice again without hesitation. So I took the first job I could find that offered immediate payment and flexible hours, so I could take him to chemotherapy, radiation, hospital visits. That job was janitorial work. And then after he died, I was drowning in debt. Credit cards maxed out, loans from everywhere, collection agencies calling day and night. I couldn't pursue any other opportunities, because I was just trying to keep my head above water financially. Brother, I wish you had called me sooner. I could have helped. You know what I've been doing these past 6 years? I've been working in venture capital, investing in startups, helping entrepreneurs get funding. I've made some really good money, Marcus. Really good money. I could have helped you with those debts, could have connected you with opportunities. But listen, what's done is done. Let's talk about the future. You said Henderson humiliated you? Good. Let that fuel you. Let that anger, that embarrassment, that pain, let it all fuel you. You remember that business idea you had in college? The one about creating an AI-powered system for small businesses? The idea about developing affordable artificial intelligence software that small businesses can use to compete with major corporations? Of course I remember. I called it Equitech, Technology for Equality. The concept was to democratize access to advanced business tools. Market analysis, customer prediction, inventory management, financial forecasting, all powered by AI but affordable enough for mom and pop shops. I had the entire business plan written, David. 200 pages of research, projections, implementation strategies. But that was just a dream. A college fantasy. I don't have the money to build something like that. What if I told you that your college fantasy is exactly what the market needs right now? Marcus, I've been in the venture capital world for 6 years, and I've seen thousands of pitches, thousands of business ideas. Most of them are garbage, honestly. But your idea? That was brilliant then, and it's even more relevant now. Small businesses are struggling to compete with corporations that have unlimited resources. If someone could level the playing field, that's a billion-dollar idea, easily. And I want to invest in it. I want to invest in you. David, that's insane. You can't just invest in me because we're old friends. That's not how business works. I haven't worked in the business world in 6 years. I've been cleaning toilets and mopping floors. I don't have any recent experience, any connections, any credibility. And beyond all that, developing AI software requires millions of dollars, teams of programmers, years of development. It's not realistic. I appreciate the vote of confidence. Truly I do. But I can't let you throw your money away on an impossible dream. First of all, stop talking about yourself like you're worthless. You're not just janitor. You're a man with a degree in business administration who graduated top of his class. You're a man who sacrificed his dreams to save his father. That shows character, Marcus. That shows strength. Second, I'm not investing because we're friends. I'm investing because it's a smart business decision. I've got $2 million I'm ready to invest right now. Today. And I know other investors who would be interested too. Third, you know what the best revenge is? It's not getting angry. It's not fighting back. It's becoming so successful that your enemies look pathetic by comparison. Imagine walking back into Henderson's building as a billionaire CEO. $2 million? David, are you serious right now? That's not a small amount of money to gamble on someone who hasn't proven anything yet. What if I fail? What if the software doesn't work? What if the market doesn't want it? What if I'm not capable of running a company? There are a million things that could go wrong. I don't want to lose your money and ruin our friendship. The risk is enormous. Of course the risk is enormous. Every worthwhile venture has enormous risk. But you know what? I believe in you, Marcus. I always have. Even when you stop believing in yourself. So here's what's going to happen. Tomorrow morning, you're going to wake up and stop being a janitor. You're going to wake up and become a CEO. You're going to take that business plan you wrote 6 years ago, you're going to update it, modernize it, perfect it. Then we're going to find the best software developers money can buy. We're going to build Equitech, and we're going to change the world. And one day, maybe a year from now, maybe 5 years from now, you're going to walk back into Richard Henderson's office, but this time as an equal. What do you say? I say let's do it. Let's build an empire. Let's prove everyone wrong. Let's show the world that janitors can become billionaires. Then the bottom of the ladder isn't where you stay but where you start. David, I promise you, I will work harder than I've ever worked in my life. 18 hours a day, 7 days a week if necessary. I will make this succeed or die trying. Thank you for believing in me when I stopped believing in myself. Let's change the world.
Marcus, I've reviewed your proposal for Equitech 17 times in the past week, and I have to tell you, I'm absolutely blown away. I've worked for Google, Microsoft, Amazon, all the tech giants you can name. I've seen countless AI projects, machine learning algorithms, business software proposals. But this is different. This isn't just about making rich companies richer. This is about economic justice through technology. This is about giving the little guy a fighting chance. When can we start? Because I want in.
Jennifer, you have no idea what it means to hear you say that. When David told me he'd found one of the top AI developers in the country and that she wanted to meet with me, I was terrified. I've been a janitor for the past 6 years. I've been cleaning floors while you've been building revolutionary software for the biggest companies on earth. I walked into this coffee shop today expecting you to laugh at my proposal, to tell me it's impossible, to crush my dreams. Instead, you're saying you want to join us? I feel like I'm dreaming.
Let me tell you why I want to join Equitech, Marcus. For the past 8 years, I've helped billion-dollar corporations become multi-billion-dollar corporations. I've built software that made rich executives even richer. And you know what? It's empty. It's meaningless. I'm 27 years old, I make $500,000 a year, and I go to bed every night feeling like I haven't actually contributed anything valuable to society. But your vision? Helping small businesses compete? Creating economic equality through technology? That's purpose. That's meaning. That's legacy.
That's exactly what drove me to create this concept back in college. I grew up watching my father struggle to keep his small bookstore alive. He was competing against massive chains with unlimited marketing budgets, sophisticated inventory systems, customer data analysis. He had passion, knowledge, personal service, but he didn't have their tools. Eventually, he had to close down. It broke his heart. I remember him saying, "Son, I can't compete with companies that know what customers want before customers know themselves." That moment inspired Equitech. What if every small business had access to the same tools as major corporations?
That's beautiful, Marcus. And completely achievable. The technology exists right now. AI, machine learning, predictive analytics, it's all available. The only reason small businesses don't have access is because corporations charge prices that only other corporations can afford. They've created artificial scarcity in a world of digital abundance. But here's what we can do. We can build an AI system that's modular, scalable, and affordable. A small bakery pays $50 a month and gets inventory prediction. A medium-sized restaurant pays $200 and gets customer behavior analysis plus inventory management. We can literally change the economic landscape.
Exactly. And we can scale it globally. Think about street vendors in India, small shops in Brazil, family restaurants in Italy, local craftsmen in Japan. Right now, global commerce is dominated by massive corporations because they have technology that small businesses can't access. But what if we changed that? What if a woman selling handmade jewelry in Kenya had the same business intelligence as a major retailer? What if a family restaurant in Vietnam could predict customer preferences like McDonald's does? We wouldn't just be building software, Jennifer. We'd be redistributing economic power.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Okay, here's what I'm thinking for the technical architecture. We build the system on a cloud infrastructure to keep costs low. We use open source frameworks where possible but develop proprietary algorithms for the core AI functions. We create a simple interface, something a 60-year-old shop owner with no tech experience can use easily. We start with 3 core modules: inventory management, customer analytics, and financial forecasting. We beta test with maybe 100 small businesses, gather feedback, refine the system, then launch publicly. Timeline: I'd say 12 months from development start to public launch.
12 months. That's incredibly fast. Jennifer, I have to be honest with you about something. David invested $2 million to start this company, and we've been using that money carefully, but we're going to need more. Development costs, hiring additional programmers, marketing, operational expenses, it's going to add up quickly. I've been meeting with other venture capital firms, pitching the idea, trying to secure additional funding. Some have been interested, others have rejected us. It's been a roller coaster. Can I ask you something? What would you need in terms of compensation to leave your current position and join Equitech full-time?
Here's my proposal, and I've thought about this carefully. I don't want a salary right now. What I want is equity. I want to own 15% of Equitech. I believe in this vision so much that I'm willing to work for free for the first year, maybe longer if necessary, in exchange for ownership. Because I don't want to be an employee, Marcus. I want to be a partner. I want to build this with you. When Equitech becomes a billion-dollar company, and I believe it will, that 15% will be worth far more than any salary. What do you think?
I think you're absolutely brilliant, and I think we have a deal. 15% equity for leading all technical development and serving as Chief Technology Officer. I'll draw up the partnership agreement this week. Jennifer, I need you to understand something though. This is going to be incredibly hard. We're going to face rejection, obstacles, technical failures, financial pressure. There will be days when we want to quit, when we question everything, when success seems impossible. Building a startup is like climbing Mount Everest in a blizzard while carrying a piano. Are you absolutely sure you're ready for this?
Marcus, I've been working in comfortable, secure positions at prestigious companies for 8 years. I've been safe, but I've been bored. I've been successful, but I haven't been fulfilled. I'm 27 years old, and if I don't take a massive risk now, when will I? When I'm 40 with a mortgage and kids and responsibilities that prevent me from chasing dreams? This is my moment. This is our moment. Let's build something that matters. Let's create technology that changes lives. And let's prove that a former janitor and a disillusioned programmer can compete with Silicon Valley giants.
Then let's get to work. Starting tomorrow, we're going to work harder than we've ever worked in our lives. We're going to build the future, one line of code at a time. And someday, when Equitech is a household name, when small businesses around the world are thriving because of our software, we'll look back on this moment in this coffee shop as the day everything changed. Thank you for believing in this vision, Jennifer. Thank you for believing in me. Mr. Marcus, I've been in the venture capital business for 30 years. 3 decades of evaluating startups, analyzing business models, predicting market trends, and identifying entrepreneurs worth investing in. In that time, I've funded companies that became billion-dollar successes, and I've rejected companies that I later regretted not investing in. Your Equitech presentation is one of the most compelling pitches I've seen in years. The market analysis is thorough, the technology is revolutionary, the social impact is significant, and the profit potential is enormous. However, I have one major concern that we need to address before I commit funding. Thank you, Mr. Chen. I appreciate your kind words about our presentation, and I'm absolutely prepared to address any concerns you might have. David and I have spent the past 9 months building Equitech from concept to functional beta software. Jennifer, our Chief Technology Officer, has assembled a team of 12 developers who've created something truly special. We've beta tested with 150 small businesses across 15 different industries, and the results have exceeded our wildest expectations. Businesses are seeing average revenue increases of 23% within the first 3 months of using our software. But please, tell me what concerns you. My concern is you, Marcus. And before you get defensive, let me explain what I mean. I've read your background. Top of your class at State University, brilliant thesis on startup funding, clear potential for entrepreneurial success. But then there's a 6-year gap where you worked as a janitor. Now, I'm not judging that choice. I understand you had family circumstances that required it. What concerns me is whether you have the ruthlessness, the aggressive drive, the willingness to make hard decisions that building a billion-dollar company requires. Being nice doesn't build empires, Marcus. Being smart doesn't guarantee success. Sometimes you have to be willing to crush competitors, fire underperforming employees, make decisions that keep you up at night. Can you do that? Mr. Chen, that's a fair question, and I want to give you a completely honest answer. You're right that I'm not naturally ruthless. I believe in treating people with dignity and respect. I believe in ethical business practices and corporate responsibility. But here's what 6 years of janitorial work taught me that business school never could. It taught me resilience. It taught me humility. It taught me to value every single person in an organization, from the CEO to the janitor, because I have been both. It taught me that the people at the bottom often have insights that executives miss. Most importantly, it taught me that there's a difference between being ruthless and being determined. That's a nice speech, Marcus, very inspirational. But let me give you a scenario. Let's say Equitech launches successfully, and within a year, one of the major tech companies, let's say Google or Microsoft, they decide they want to enter the same market. They have unlimited resources, established customer bases, brand recognition. They could build a competing product and price it so low that you'd be driven out of business within months. What would you do? How would you compete against a giant that could lose billions and not even notice? I would do exactly what I'm doing right now with Equitech. I'd focus on what makes us different, what makes us better. Google and Microsoft are excellent at building software for enterprises and consumers, but they don't truly understand small businesses. They don't understand the woman running a bakery in a small town, the immigrant family operating a convenience store, the young entrepreneur starting a food truck. I do. I've lived in that world. I've struggled in that world. Our software isn't just technically superior, though it is. It's emotionally connected to our customers in a way that corporate software never can be. We're not just selling a product, Mr. Chen. We're selling hope, opportunity, and a fighting chance. Interesting answer. But let's dig deeper. Let's talk about your former employer, Richard Henderson. I know what happened there. You were publicly humiliated and fired. I've actually done some research on Henderson Tech Industries. They're in a similar space to Equitech, they're focused on enterprise solutions. At some point, your paths will cross competitively. When that happens, when you're directly competing against the man who destroyed your dignity, who called you worthless in front of dozens of people, how will you handle that? Will you make emotional decisions based on revenge? Or will you stay focused on business strategy? Mr. Chen, I won't lie to you and pretend that what Richard Henderson did doesn't still hurt. It does. Some nights I still wake up hearing his words, feeling that humiliation all over again. But you know what? I'm grateful to him. I'm actually grateful. Because his cruelty pushed me off a cliff, and instead of falling, I learned to fly. If he hadn't fired me that day, I might still be mopping floors, playing it safe, living small. He forced me to bet on myself, to pursue this dream, to become the entrepreneur I was always meant to be. So when Equitech competes against Henderson Tech, and we will, I won't be driven by revenge. I'll be driven by a desire to prove that kindness and competence can defeat arrogance and cruelty. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. Marcus, I'm going to be direct with you. I'm prepared to invest $15 million in Equitech for a 20% equity stake. That values your company at $75 million, which is substantial for a pre-launch startup. But I'm not investing primarily in the software, though it's excellent. I'm not investing primarily in the market opportunity, though it's massive. I'm investing in you. Because I believe that someone who has been to the bottom and clawed their way back up has a hunger that silver spoon entrepreneurs can never match. You've been underestimated, humiliated, dismissed. Use that. Channel it. Build something so successful that everyone who doubted you has to eat their words. $15 million? Mr. Chen, that's transformative. That level of investment would allow us to accelerate development, expand our team, launch a comprehensive marketing campaign, and scale operations globally within a year. I accept your offer, but I want to counter with one modification. Instead of 20% equity, I'd like to offer you 18% plus a board seat. I want you actively involved in Equitech's strategic decisions. Your 30 years of experience, your network, your guidance, that's worth more than just capital. I don't just want an investor, Mr. Chen. I want a mentor who can help me navigate the challenges ahead. Now that's smart negotiating. You're giving away slightly less equity while gaining something more valuable, active participation from an experienced investor. I accept your counter-offer, Marcus. 18% equity plus a board seat. I'll have my legal team draw up the investment agreement this week. We should be able to close within 30 days. Congratulations. You just became the CEO of a multi-million-dollar funded startup. The real work begins now. The pressure, the expectations, the scrutiny, it's all going to intensify dramatically. Are you ready for this? Mr. Chen, I've spent 6 years cleaning other people's messes, being invisible, being dismissed, being treated as less than. I'm more than ready to step into the spotlight, to lead, to build, to prove myself. Equitech is going to revolutionize how small businesses compete in the global marketplace. We're going to create thousands of jobs. We're going to empower millions of entrepreneurs. And yes, we're going to become incredibly successful in the process. The janitor is dead, Mr. Chen. The CEO is born. Let's change the world. Marcus. Brother. Have you seen the latest numbers? Have you seen what we've accomplished in just 1 year? Equitech now has 47,000 small business clients across 32 countries. Our monthly recurring revenue just hit $8 million. Our company valuation, according to the latest funding round, is $1.2 billion. Do you understand what that means? You're a billionaire, Marcus. On paper, at least. You went from janitor to billionaire in 18 months. This is absolutely insane. I've never seen growth like this in my entire career in venture capital. I know, David. I can barely process it myself. Some mornings I wake up and think I'm still in my tiny apartment, that I'm late for my janitorial shift, that this has all been an incredibly vivid dream. But then I look around at our headquarters, at our team of 200 employees, at the success stories pouring in from small businesses around the world, and I realize it's real. We actually did it. We built something meaningful. But you know what's crazy? The money doesn't feel as important as the impact. Yesterday I got an email from a woman in Kenya who started a small tailoring business. She said Equitech's inventory management helped her triple her revenue in 3 months. That feeling? No amount of money can buy that. That's what makes you different, Marcus. That's why Equitech succeeded where other startups fail. You genuinely care about the customers, about the mission, about making a difference. It's not just about profit margins and market share for you. But speaking of business, I need to tell you something. Henderson Tech Industries just announced they're launching a new division, Henderson Small Business Solutions. It's a direct competitor to Equitech. They're targeting the exact same market we are, and they're pricing their software aggressively to try to steal our customers. Richard Henderson is coming after us, brother. I saw the announcement this morning. I've been expecting this, honestly. We've been too successful for the major players to ignore us. Henderson sees the small business market as lucrative now because we proved it could be profitable. He's going to use his massive resources, his brand recognition, his established customer relationships to try to crush us. But he's making the same mistake he made with me a year and a half ago. He's underestimating his opponent. He thinks money and power automatically win. He doesn't understand that we have something he can never have, authentic connection with our customers. So what's our strategy? How do we compete against Henderson Tech's virtually unlimited resources? They can outspend us on marketing. They can underprice us. They can use their enterprise relationships to bundle services. We're David versus Goliath here, except Goliath has a tank and air support. I'm not trying to be pessimistic, but we need a real plan, and we need it fast. Our investors are already nervous. Robert Chen called me yesterday asking how we're going to respond to Henderson's competitive threat. Here's what we're going to do. First, we're going to stay focused on what we do best, serving small businesses with genuinely superior software and customer service. Second, we're going to accelerate our product development and release features that Henderson can't match. Jennifer's team is already working on AI-powered marketing automation specifically designed for small budgets. Third, we're going to leverage our customer loyalty. We have 47,000 businesses who love Equitech, who have seen real results. They're our best marketing force. But fourth, and most importantly, I'm going to do something that Richard Henderson won't expect. I'm going to meet with him directly. Wait, what? You want to meet with a man who publicly humiliated you, fired you, told you that you'd never amount to anything? Marcus, that's insane. Why would you give him the satisfaction of a meeting? Why would you even want to be in the same room as that man? Unless... Oh, I see what you're doing. You want to face him as an equal now. You want him to see that the janitor he dismissed is now a billionaire CEO. You want him to see what he created when he tried to destroy you. Am I right? Partly, yes. I'd be lying if I said there wasn't a personal element to this. But it's also strategic. Richard Henderson is egotistical, arrogant, and overconfident. Those are weaknesses I can exploit. If I can get in a room with him, I can assess his strategy, understand his mindset, maybe even negotiate a truce that benefits both companies. Or at minimum, I can rattle him, make him underestimate me again, cause him to make mistakes. Sun Tzu said know your enemy. I know Richard Henderson. I spent 5 years watching him, understanding his patterns, seeing how he operates. That knowledge is valuable. Okay, I see the logic, but I'm worried about you emotionally, brother. This man hurt you deeply. Being in a room with him might bring back all that trauma, all that pain. Are you sure you're ready for that? Are you sure you can face him without it affecting you psychologically? I don't want this meeting to mess with your head or cloud your judgment. Maybe we should bring Robert Chen or our legal team or someone else to provide support and ensure you're protected. I appreciate your concern, David. I really do. But I need to do this alone. Just me and Henderson, one-on-one, the way it was when he fired me. Except this time, everything is different. This time I'm not a powerless janitor begging to keep his job. This time I'm a CEO of a billion-dollar company with the resources to fight back. This time we meet as equals, or actually, we might not be equals. Equitech's growth rate is triple Henderson Tech's. Our customer satisfaction is higher. Our innovation is faster. I might actually be ahead of him. That realization is going to destroy him. Well, Marcus the janitor. Except you're not a janitor anymore, are you? I have to admit, when my assistant told me that Marcus Thompson, CEO of Equitech, wanted to schedule a meeting, I was genuinely shocked. I actually laughed out loud. The same man I fired 18 months ago for forgetting his place is now running a company valued at over $1 billion. I've been following your progress, Marcus. It's been quite impressive, I'll give you that. From mopping floors to making Forbes' 30 Under 30 list. Quite the transformation. So tell me, what brings you to my office? Come to gloat? Come to rub your success in my face? Hello, Richard. Thank you for agreeing to meet with me. I know you're a busy man, so I'll be direct. I'm here because our companies are now competing in the same market space. Henderson Tech just launched Henderson Small Business Solutions, which directly competes with Equitech. Now, we could fight a long, expensive, destructive war that benefits neither of us. Or we could find a way to coexist, maybe even collaborate in certain areas. I'm here to explore whether a professional relationship is possible, despite our personal history. A professional relationship. Marcus, let me explain something to you. You don't walk into alliance then and propose friendship. You don't compete against me and expect civility. I'm going to crush Equitech, absolutely destroy it, and it's not even personal, it's just business. You've proven there's a lucrative market in small business software. Thank you for that validation. But you're a startup with limited resources competing against a multi-billion-dollar established corporation. How exactly do you plan to survive? I can outspend you, outmarket you, underprice you until you're bankrupt. So why don't you save yourself the trouble and let me make you an offer right now? I'll buy Equitech for $500 million. Cash. $500 million for a company currently valued at $1.2 billion? Richard, you're not even trying to make a serious offer. But let's address your threats. You think you can crush Equitech because you have more resources? That's the same mistake you made 18 months ago. You thought being rich and powerful made you superior. You thought my position as a janitor meant I was inferior. You were wrong then, and you're wrong now. Money and market position don't guarantee victory. Innovation, customer loyalty, and adaptability do. And in all three categories, Equitech is beating Henderson Tech. Beating me? That's adorable. Marcus, you have 47,000 clients. I have enterprise contracts with 90% of Fortune 500 companies. Your company is valued at $1.2 billion. My company is valued at $15 billion. You've been in business 18 months. I've been building this empire for 25 years. We are not equals, no matter how much success has inflated your ego. You're still the janitor playing dress up in a CEO's suit. And deep down, you know it. You'll always be that guy begging me not to fire you. You know what's interesting, Richard? You're still trying to make me feel small, still trying to diminish my accomplishments, still trying to put me back in what you consider my proper place. But it's not working anymore. Because I've realized something important. You didn't fire me 18 months ago because I forgot my place. You fired me because I threatened your worldview. I was a janitor who was educated, articulate, confident, and happy despite having nothing. That terrified you. Because if I could have dignity without wealth, what did that say about you? If I could find purpose mopping floors, what excuse did you have for being miserable despite having billions? Amateur psychology now? You think you understand me? You don't know anything about my life, about the pressure I deal with every day, about the sacrifices I've made to build this company. You had one good idea and got lucky with timing and investors. That doesn't make you my equal. That doesn't make you a real entrepreneur. You're a fluke, Marcus. A statistical anomaly. And like all anomalies, you'll regress to the mean eventually. Equitech will fail, you'll lose everything, and you'll be right back where you started, at the bottom where you belong. I used to fear you, Richard. When you fired me, when you humiliated me in front of everyone, I was terrified. Terrified of being homeless, of failing, of proving you right. But standing here now, looking at you face to face, I don't fear you anymore. I actually pity you. Because I have achieved in 18 months what took you 25 years to build, and I did it while maintaining my integrity, treating people with respect, and actually enjoying the journey. You have $15 billion and you're still not happy. You still need to crush others to feel powerful. That's not success, Richard. That's tragedy. Get out. Get out of my office right now. You came here pretending to want a professional relationship, but really you just wanted to deliver some self-righteous speech about integrity and happiness. Well, congratulations, you've said your piece. Now leave. And when Henderson Small Business Solutions destroys Equitech over the next 6 months, when your investors abandon you, when your customers switch to us, when you're forced to shut down and auction off your assets, remember this moment. Remember that I warned you. Remember that I gave you a chance to sell for $500 million. Remember that your arrogance led to your downfall. I'll remember this conversation, Richard. But not for the reasons you think. I'll remember it as the moment I realized that my former boss, the man who seemed so powerful and intimidating, was actually just a frightened, insecure person hiding behind money and titles. I'll remember it as the moment I stopped defining myself by your opinion of me. And I'll remember it as the moment I decided that Equitech's mission isn't just about serving small businesses anymore. It's about proving that kindness, integrity, and genuine service can defeat arrogance, cruelty, and greed. May the best company win, Richard. May the best company win.
Marcus. Have you seen the news? Have you seen what just happened? Henderson Tech's stock dropped 23% this morning. Their small business solutions division is being shut down completely after losing $400 million in 6 months. Industry analysts are calling it one of the most spectacular business failures of the decade. And you know what caused it? Us. Equitech caused this. Our customer retention rate is 96%. We now have 180,000 small business clients. Our revenue hit $35 million last month. We're not just surviving their attack, we're thriving. We're absolutely dominating.
I saw the news, Janitor. It's surreal. 6 months ago, Richard Henderson threatened to destroy us. He threw hundreds of millions of dollars into direct competition with Equitech. He hired away some of our employees, undercut our pricing, launched aggressive marketing campaigns. And it all failed. Completely failed. You know why? Because Henderson Tech never understood who they were fighting. They thought they were fighting Equitech, but they were actually fighting 180,000 small business owners who found something that genuinely helped them succeed. They were fighting authentic community, real relationships, meaningful impact.
The customer testimonials have been incredible. I spent all morning reading comments on social media. Small business owners saying things like Equitech actually cares about us, and Henderson Tech is just another corporation trying to take our money, and Marcus Thompson understands our struggles because he's lived them. That's the difference, Marcus. You are not some silver spoon CEO who inherited wealth. You are someone who built something from nothing, who struggled, who understands what it means to be overlooked and underestimated. Our customers see themselves in you. That's powerful marketing that money can't buy.
It's more than marketing, though. It's truth. I genuinely do care about our customers because I was them. I was the person working multiple jobs trying to make ends meet. I was the person with big dreams and limited resources. I was the person trying to compete against giants with nothing but determination and hope. Every single feature we build, every decision we make, I ask myself, would this actually help the person I was 2 years ago? If the answer is yes, we do it. If it's just about profit, we reconsider. That philosophy has guided everything.
Well, that philosophy just made us the fastest growing business software company in the world. I got a call this morning from a reporter at Fortune magazine. They want to do a feature story on Equitech, on you specifically. They're calling you the janitor who built a billion-dollar empire, and they want to know the full story, your background, your father's illness, working as a janitor, being fired by Henderson, building Equitech. Marcus, this is going to be massive publicity. The story is so compelling, so inspirational. It's going to resonate with millions of people.
I'll do the interview, but only if we can focus on the right message. I don't want this to be a revenge story or a look how successful I became story. I want it to be about hope. About how circumstances don't define destiny. About how being at the bottom isn't a permanent position. About how treating people with dignity matters more than short-term profits. If we can inspire even one person who's struggling right now, one person who feels stuck, one person who's been told they'll never amount to anything, if we can give that person hope to keep going, then the interview is worth doing.
That's exactly the kind of message the world needs right now, Marcus. We're living in a time when income inequality is massive, when people feel like the system is rigged against them, when the gap between the wealthy and everyone else keeps growing. Your story proves that it's still possible to rise, to succeed, to build something meaningful regardless of where you start. It's the ultimate underdog narrative, and people are desperate for underdog stories right now. This Fortune magazine article could make you a household name.
Honestly, Jennifer, I don't care about being a household name. I care about Equitech's mission succeeding. But if my personal story can help market that mission, can help us reach more small businesses that need our software, then I'm happy to share it. Speaking of which, I got an interesting email this morning. It was from Sarah, the receptionist from Henderson Tech. Remember I told you about her? She was always kind to me when I worked there. She congratulated me on Equitech's success and mentioned something interesting. Apparently Richard Henderson has been in a terrible mood for months, snapping at employees, making erratic decisions. She thinks the failure of his small business division has really affected him.
Good. He deserves every bit of stress he's experiencing. After what he did to you, the public humiliation, the cruelty, telling you that you'd never amount to anything, he deserves to watch you succeed while his own ventures fail. I know you're a better person than me and you'll probably say something gracious, but I hope he's absolutely miserable. I hope every time he hears the name Equitech, it burns. I hope your success haunts him every single day. Some people need to be humbled, and Richard Henderson is definitely one of them.
I understand the sentiment, Jennifer, I really do. Part of me, the part that's still hurt from that humiliation, feels the same way. But the bigger part of me genuinely hopes Richard learns something from this. I hope he realizes that treating people poorly has consequences. I hope he understands that business success isn't just about profit margins and market domination. I hope he discovers that there's more satisfaction in building people up than tearing them down. If our competition with Henderson Tech teaches him those lessons, then maybe something good came from his cruelty 18 months ago.
You're a better person than me, Marcus. Seriously. But I guess that's why you're the CEO and I'm the CTO. You handle the vision and values, I handle the technology. Speaking of technology, we need to discuss the next phase of product development. We've dominated the North American and European markets. I think it's time to focus on Asia, Africa, and South America. There are millions of small businesses in those regions that could benefit from Equitech. What if we developed region-specific versions with local language support, local payment integrations, and features tailored to regional business practices?
I love that idea. Global expansion has always been part of the long-term vision. Imagine Equitech empowering street vendors in Bangkok, small manufacturers in Lagos, family restaurants in Sao Paulo. We could literally impact millions of lives. Let's put together a proposal for the next board meeting. We'll need significant investment for international expansion, but with our current growth trajectory and the Henderson Tech news, investors will be fighting to give us money. Jennifer, I want you to start building regional development teams. Let's make Equitech truly global.
Welcome back to Success Stories, the show where we interview entrepreneurs who have achieved extraordinary success against incredible odds. Today, we have a very special guest. His story has been featured in Fortune magazine, Forbes, The Wall Street Journal, and has gone viral across social media platforms. From janitor to billionaire in less than 2 years, his company Equitech is now valued at over $3 billion and serves more than 500,000 small businesses in 75 countries. Please welcome Marcus Thompson, CEO and founder of Equitech.
Thank you so much, Lisa. It's an honor to be here. I've been watching success stories for years, and I never imagined I'd actually be a guest on the show. This is honestly surreal. Just 2 years ago, I was mopping floors and emptying trash cans, invisible to most people, struggling to pay rent. And now I'm on national television talking about building a billion-dollar company. If someone had told me this would happen, I would have thought they were absolutely crazy.
Marcus, Your story is truly remarkable and has resonated with millions of people around the world. Let's start at the beginning. You graduated top of your class with a degree in business administration, you had incredible opportunities ahead of you, and then you spent 6 years working as a janitor. Many people might see that as failure, as wasting your potential. How did you handle that emotionally? How did you deal with watching your peers succeed while you were cleaning floors?
That's a great question, Lisa, and I'll be completely honest, it was incredibly difficult. There were absolutely nights when I'd come home exhausted from janitorial work, see my old classmates posting on social media about promotions and achievements, and feel like a complete failure. I'd think I graduated with the same degree they did, I had the same education, so why am I here? But then I'd remember why I made that choice. My father was dying of cancer. The medical bills were catastrophic. Someone had to pay for his treatment, for his care, for his dignity in his final years. That someone was me. And I'd make the same choice again without hesitation.
That shows incredible character, Marcus. You sacrificed your career trajectory, your immediate success, to care for your father. Many people talk about family values, but you actually lived them at great personal cost. Now, let's talk about the incident that changed everything. You were publicly fired and humiliated by Richard Henderson, CEO of Henderson Tech Industries. Can you walk us through what happened the day? I know it must be difficult to revisit, but our viewers are very curious about this pivotal moment.
Of course. It was a day I'll never forget, honestly. I had been working as a janitor at Henderson Tech for 5 years. One morning, I was cleaning Mr. Henderson's office, and we got into a conversation about success and dignity. I said something he didn't like, basically that success isn't just about money, but about character and how you treat people. He became furious. He called an all-staff meeting, and in front of the entire company, he fired me. But more than that, he humiliated me. He told everyone that I'd never amount to anything, that I'd be forgotten, that I was nobody. Security literally walked me through every floor of the building while people watched.
That must have been absolutely devastating. How did you not completely fall apart after that experience? How did you find the strength to rebuild and create Equitech?
Honestly, Lisa, I almost did fall apart. That night, I sat in my tiny apartment, and I cried. I'm not ashamed to admit that. I cried because I felt worthless, invisible, like maybe Henderson was right about me. But then I called my old college friend David, and he reminded me who I really was. Not a janitor. Not a nobody. But an educated, capable person who had faced impossible circumstances and survived. He offered to invest in my old business idea, Equitech. That conversation changed my life. It gave me hope when I had none. It showed me that being knocked down isn't the same as being knocked out.
And now, less than 2 years later, Equitech is valued at $3 billion, serves over 500,000 small businesses globally, and has created thousands of jobs. You've achieved extraordinary success. But here's what I find most interesting, Marcus. 6 months ago, Richard Henderson's company tried to compete directly with Equitech and failed spectacularly, losing hundreds of millions of dollars. How did that feel? Was there satisfaction in seeing the man who humiliated you fail? I think our viewers want to know, did you get your revenge?
That's a complicated question, Lisa. I'd be lying if I said there wasn't some satisfaction. I'm human. When someone hurts you that deeply, there's a natural desire to see justice, to see karma work its course. But the real feeling wasn't satisfaction, it was validation. Henderson told me I'd never amount to anything, that I'd always be at the bottom, that I was forgettable. His company's failure didn't prove him wrong, Equitech's success proved him wrong. The revenge, if you want to call it that, wasn't about him failing. It was about me succeeding despite his attempts to crush my spirit.
That's a very mature perspective. Now, I have to ask, and this is something everyone watching wants to know, have you had any contact with Richard Henderson since Equitech became successful? Has he reached out to apologize, to acknowledge how wrong he was about you? Have you spoken to him at all?
I actually went to his office about 9 months ago to propose a professional relationship between our companies. It didn't go well. He was still arrogant, still dismissive, still convinced that his resources would crush Equitech. He offered to buy my company for $500 million when it was valued at $1.2 billion, an insulting offer. He threatened to destroy us. Obviously, that didn't work out the way he planned. Since then, no, we haven't had contact. Part of me wants to reach out, to show him that I don't hold grudges, but another part thinks maybe the lesson is more powerful if it comes from his own reflection rather than my forgiveness.
Marcus, your story has inspired millions of people around the world. People who are stuck in jobs they hate, people who have been told they are not good enough, people who are struggling and need hope. What message would you give to someone watching right now who's in the position you were in 2 years ago, feeling worthless, forgotten, invisible?
I would tell them this: your current circumstances are not your final destination. The job you have right now doesn't define who you are or who you can become. Every single person has potential, has value, has something unique to contribute to this world. But you have to believe it first before anyone else will. When I was mopping floors, I never forgot that I had a college degree, that I had ideas, that I had capabilities beyond janitorial work. I honored the work I was doing, did it with excellence, but I never let it become my entire identity. So whatever you're doing right now, do it well, but keep dreaming, keep planning, keep preparing for the opportunity that will eventually come. Because it will come.
That's beautiful advice, Marcus. Before we close, tell us what's next for Equitech. You've already achieved incredible success, but I have a feeling you're not done yet. What's the vision for the future?
Our mission has always been to democratize access to sophisticated business tools, to level the playing field so that small businesses can compete with major corporations. We've made tremendous progress, but we're nowhere near done. We're expanding aggressively into Asia, Africa, and South America. We're developing new AI features that will help small businesses predict market trends, understand customer behavior, optimize pricing strategies. Within 5 years, I want Equitech serving 10 million small businesses globally. I want us to be the company that historians point to and say they changed global commerce. They redistributed economic opportunity. They proved that technology could reduce inequality rather than increase it. That's the vision.
Marcus Thompson, thank you so much for sharing your incredible story with us today. You are living proof that where you start doesn't determine where you finish, that kindness and integrity can compete with ruthlessness and greed, and that one person with a vision and determination can literally change the world. Congratulations on everything you've achieved, and I cannot wait to see what you do next.
Thank you, Lisa. This has been an incredible honor. And to everyone watching who's struggling right now, who feels stuck, who's been told they'll never make it, don't give up. Your breakthrough might be just one day away. Keep going. Keep believing. Keep working. Your story isn't over yet. The best chapters are still ahead. Richard, I'm genuinely surprised you called this meeting. When my assistant told me that Richard Henderson wanted to meet at Equitech headquarters, I honestly thought it might be some kind of mistake. After everything that's happened between us, after our last meeting 9 months ago, I never expected to see you again. But you're here, so please, have a seat. Can I offer you some coffee? Water? Anything to make you comfortable?
No, thank you. I'm not here for comfort, Marcus. I'm here because I owe you something. Something I should have given you a long time ago, something I've been too proud, too stubborn, too foolish to offer until now. I'm here to apologize. For what I did to you 2 years ago, for how I treated you during the 5 years you worked for me, for the cruelty, the humiliation, the dismissiveness. I was wrong. Completely, absolutely, inexcusably wrong.
Richard, I don't know what to say. In all the scenarios I imagined about our next interaction, this wasn't one of them. I expected anger, defensiveness, maybe another attempt to compete or undermine Equitech. An apology? I genuinely never thought I'd hear those words from you. What changed? What made you reach this conclusion after all this time?
Failure changed me, Marcus. Humiliation changed me. Watching my small business division collapse despite hundreds of millions invested, watching my stock price drop, reading articles comparing Henderson Tech's failure to Equitech's success, seeing your face on magazine covers while my company struggles, it broke something in me. Or maybe it fixed something that was broken all along. For 25 years, I built my entire identity on being the richest guy in the room, the most powerful, the most successful. I measured my worth by my bank account and my ability to dominate competitors. And then you came along and proved that none of that actually matters.
Richard, success and failure aren't about money alone. Yes, Equitech has been financially successful, but that's not what I'm most proud of. I'm proud that we've helped 500,000 small businesses thrive. I'm proud that we've created thousands of jobs. I'm proud that we built something with integrity and values. The money is just a byproduct of doing meaningful work. Henderson Tech has been financially successful for decades. That's not nothing. But maybe the question isn't about how much you've made, but about how you made it and who you helped along the way.
You're absolutely right, and that's what I've been reflecting on these past few months. I've made billions of dollars, Marcus. Billions. I have more money than I could spend in 10 lifetimes. And you know what? I'm miserable. I have 3 ex-wives who hate me, children who don't speak to me, employees who fear me rather than respect me, and a legacy that will be summed up as ruthless businessman who crushed competitors. Meanwhile, you went from janitor to billionaire in 2 years, and everywhere you go, people genuinely love you. They're inspired by you. Your employees are loyal, your customers are grateful, your story gives people hope. That's real success. That's what I should have been building all along.
It's not too late, Richard. You're what, 57 years old? You could have 30 or 40 more productive years ahead of you. What if you took everything you've learned, all your experience and resources, and redirected it towards something meaningful? What if instead of trying to dominate markets, you tried to serve communities? What if instead of crushing competitors, you collaborated with them? The skills that made you financially successful could make you impactful if applied differently.
Is that actually possible at this point? Can someone like me, with my reputation, my history of ruthlessness, actually change? Or am I too far gone? I'm genuinely asking, Marcus. You've shown incredible growth and wisdom despite being half my age. You went through suffering and came out better. I've gone through success and somehow become worse. How do I fix that? How do I become someone who contributes rather than just consumes?
The fact that you're asking that question means you're already starting to change, Richard. Transformation begins with awareness, with recognizing that something needs to be different. Here's my suggestion. Stop trying to compete with Equitech or anyone else in the small business market. That's not Henderson Tech's strength anyway. Instead, focus on what you do best, enterprise solutions for major corporations. But do it ethically. Treat your employees with dignity and respect. Pay them well. Create a culture of collaboration rather than fear. Use some of your billions for philanthropy. Fund education programs, support entrepreneurship in underserved communities, create scholarships for students like I was. Build a legacy of impact, not just acquisition.
You're being remarkably gracious considering what I did to you. Why? Why are you helping me instead of gloating? Why are you offering advice instead of telling me to figure it out myself? After the humiliation I put you through, you would be completely justified in slamming this door in my face. So why aren't you?
Because holding on to anger only hurts the person holding it, Richard. Because I genuinely believe people can change and deserve the chance to do so. Because my father taught me that how you treat your enemies says more about your character than how you treat your friends. And honestly, because I am grateful to you. I know that sounds crazy, but it's true. If you hadn't fired me that day, I might still be mopping floors, playing it safe, living small. Your cruelty pushed me to bet on myself, to pursue this dream, to become who I was always meant to be. So in a weird way, thank you. Thank you for being the catalyst that changed my life.
Marcus, I came here to apologize, and somehow you're thanking me. That's incredible. You're an extraordinary person. I see that now. I should have seen it when you were working for me, when you were mopping my floors with that smile on your face, when you were talking about dignity and character. But I was too blind, too arrogant, too insecure. I saw your happiness despite having nothing, and it threatened my entire worldview. Because if you could be content as a janitor, what excuse did I have for being miserable as a billionaire? So I tried to crush you, to put you back in what I thought was your proper place. Instead, you rose higher than I ever imagined possible.
We're all on our own journeys, Richard. Yours isn't over. This could be the beginning of your second act, your redemption story. Imagine if 20 years from now, People remember Richard Henderson not as the ruthless CEO who crushed competitors, but as the man who transformed, who learned from his mistakes, who used his final decades to make a genuine positive impact on the world. That legacy is still available to you if you choose it.
I want that, Marcus. I genuinely want that. I'm tired of being the villain in everyone's story, including my own. I want to be someone my children could be proud of, someone my employees respect rather than fear, someone who leaves the world better than they found it. Thank you for this conversation. Thank you for your grace, your wisdom, your forgiveness. You didn't owe me any of that, but you gave it anyway. That's leadership. That's character. That's who you are.
We're good, Richard. Let's both focus on building things that matter, creating positive impact, and treating people with the dignity everyone deserves. And who knows? Maybe someday, Henderson Tech and Equitech can actually work together on something meaningful. Different markets, different focuses, but shared values and mutual respect. I'd be open to that if you are.
I'd like that very much, Marcus. I'd like that very much.
Marcus Thompson's Equitech is now valued at $5 billion and serves over 2 million small businesses in 95 countries. The company has created over 10,000 jobs and helped small businesses increase their revenue by an average of 34%. Richard Henderson stepped down as CEO of Henderson Tech Industries and now dedicates his time and resources to educational philanthropy. He has funded 50 schools in underserved communities and created scholarship programs for first-generation college students. Both men remain friends and collaborators to this day. This story reminds us that where you start doesn't determine where you finish, that kindness ultimately triumphs over cruelty, and that everyone deserves dignity regardless of their position. Your breakthrough might be one day away. Never give up.